The CIO, as we said, the CIO consists of various board members and member organizations. We have a lot of representation from our member organization. And as I go along, I will request the board members of the CIO to come on the stage. I'm going to start with Marathi Mandal, Vikrant Kamble, to come on the stage. I will also be calling our past presidents who are now our board of trustees. So if you're sitting around there, be ready, you're going to be called out here. Pampa. Alex Thomas, you can represent Pampa. Shankar from Shruti. Where's Shankar? We're also going to call our BOT, Ramesh Desai. He's on the stage. Kopi Sabha, Nick Shinoy. I know you were trying to give it someone else, but we saw that. Vani Kumar, Ramesh Gupta, Kamlesh Vyas from Ekel, Partha POT, Ravi Portluri, Tana. I don't see Ravi. Where is Ravi? All right. Yeah, I'm scanning across the room. If somehow I missed your name to call, please come in. We are calling all the BODs and BOT. Yeah. My executive committee, Vice President Mr. Neeraj Bagga. Sapna, my General Secretary. Thanks, Brian. Sapna. Yeah. So these are the guys, our BOD and BOT. These people our BOT has been past presidents, so thank you for your service. I guess whatever we're doing, we're continuing and building this legacy up and up. These guys have worked hard, that's the reason we are able to conduct a program like this. If these guys wouldn't have worked this hard, I wouldn't be here, none of my executive committee would be here. So we thank you, all the BOTs. And I'm going to request all the BODs, we can start from you, Vikrant, to talk about your organization. I know you're giving 50, so I'm going to scroll down. Yeah.
Let's go to the front.
Just watch the cable. We have art of living.
Namaskar Mandali. So this is how we call when we gather in Marathi Mandal. So thank you Paresh for arranging and calling us here. I'll not take much of your time because I think the venue, the event is long. We have only few slides. Just wanted to show what we do and what we plan to do in future.
I think it bothers me.
So Marathi Mandal of Philadelphia was established in 1971 and the core purpose of this organization is to promote educational, charitable and cultural activities. It facilitates cultural, traditional in Marathi language, and also we do speak in English, as you can see, with our younger generation. Kavita Kutte is a prime example of the next generation of not only Marathi Mandal perspective, but overall that what kids can do and what they are inspired from, people like you out here. As part of Marathi Mandal of Philadelphia, we have started few, apart from cultural activities, we do participate in other activities to help communities. Recently we have done a food drive for Nana on Main Street, which people contributed wholeheartedly, and we were able to gather a whole lot of food in terms of canned food, and we donated back to the community. So thank you so much for your participation there. Not a single person here would know that what is this Ganesh festival, Navratri, Diwali and Sankranti. These are just few examples that we celebrate as a community, and Marathi Mandal is proud to be part of these community events. We have our upcoming show, which is on May 5th, we are hosting an international artist who is going to perform music and arts in very close from here in Newtown Middle School. That is on May 5th, which is Sunday. You all are welcome to join us. Please come with you and your family. We are going to welcome you all. So that is all about. And without boring you guys, I'm just going to show last slide. This is last. This is our board of trustee and executive committee. We are on table number 6 here. I would like to request, please stand up, my whole team and PMA members, and please, help them and congratulate them for being part of this. We have Vice President Mr. Rahul, Secretary Gautami Zogadekar. There are so few people who couldn't join us at this point of time, but we do have representation from Board of Trustee and as well as Executive Board. Thank you so much for giving us opportunity to provide update from our side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I'm going to ask Satish from Thana to talk about the Thana organizations, what they do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Satish Tummala, and this is my honor and pleasure to represent one largest Indo-American organization called Thana, Uttar America Telugu Sangam. We have 38,000 life members in this Thana organization, and we do $50 million spent in last 42 years in Thana through Thana Foundation in India, and also more than 100,000 plus contract operations and 1,000 plus cancer screening camps. And also we also help like a cyclone and relief funds and all these stuffs in last 42 years in back in India and as well as in North America and Canada. Thana established something called Emergency Assistant Management Fund called Team Square. Through this Team Square, we have Team Square members help Indian community in North America. Team Square volunteers are there to help providing emergency supplies, funding shelter, financial assistance, dealing with various government organizations to obtain clearances and consoling families. Team Square volunteers are there almost 52 states in North America and also in Canada. In last 80 years of Team Square formed in 2008, and Team Square helped almost 1,000 plus incidents in last 10 years. Thana organizes once in 2 years as a national conference called Telugu Conference, and this year as part of that 22 conference is happening in Washington DC in Independence Weekend. So we invite you all to that conference and make that conference successful. Thank you. And I would like to thank my Thana leadership, which are sitting in table number 19. Our Thana Treasurer Ravi Patluri and local representative Nagarajan Naludula, Sai Zarugala and Sambaya Kotapati sitting in the table number 19. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Rajesh. So I'm going to go back onto the CIO, what CIO has done over the past in the 2018. Of course, you have heard about Festival of India, you have heard about the cyclone, the Kerala thing. We also conducted a Festival of Light event at Reading Terminal. This is in the Philadelphia downtown, where we were able to project our cultural heritage to the larger audience. So the goal of the CIO was to get the cultural programs to the mainstream audience, so that our mainstream audience also understand who we are and what each and every cultural essence brings it. We had a very successful program. We had a cooking show, which was an Indian, actually pakoras was there, which was hit. We had some sitar players. We also had a traditional rangolis done on the Reading Terminal. It was amazing. And again, these are some of the pictures from them. Then fast forward the Gaja cyclone, which impacted the rural part of Tamil Nadu. We actually worked with a charity organization called Charity Crossing, and they actually worked with the other peers. This was a very unique in a way where we did not just work with one organization, like I reached out to one and then they reached out to 10 and then the 10 became 100 and 100 became thousands. So it was a very unique way of doing the fundraising. At the same time, we had people on the ground. There were WhatsApp chats created with 150 people on each. So this was a very unique way and a very collaborative way, which is what we want to encourage. There was a lot of work was done. There was, of course, 6 villages were adopted, close to 5,000 families, and a lot of almost 71 lakhs. But again, the work is not done. They are still continuing to do those kind of work. There was a topic which Sandeep ji had brought up during the Doing Business with India, that Karma Bhumi and Janma Bhumi, right? I was born in India, that's my Janma Bhumi, and then Karma Bhumi is where I'm working. So what am I doing here? We are happy to announce CI actually have done into Adopt a Highway program. We have adopted close to 9 miles of a highway in Bucks and Montgomery. But this is not it. We're just going to continue. We have started this program. There is one on Stony Hill Road in Bucks County and the County Line Road on Montgomery County. We have almost taken 4 to 6 miles over there. But again, this is a way of getting our Indian community out and make sure that we are also supposed to give here as well, not just send. So this is a start, and of course, like we said, we're gonna look at more and more highways, and we're gonna take more and more highways, and we're gonna adopt it. These are some of the real pictures. I'm not sure whether you can see it or not. But these are real pictures from the road which has Council of Indian Organization name. And I would recommend each and every member organizations also, or even other organizations also take a look at it. And it's a very easy program. If you need some information, happy to help. We also have started a youth program. As you can see, this is the first time on the banquet we have introduced youths to come and attend us. The purpose for that one was let the youth understand who we are. And in that way they will get introduced to our culture, understand what we do, and most of the youth wants to do a social work. So rather than going outside, we have a lot of need here as well. So we have started with the youth program. We are working. I think after this weekend we have another weekend where we're doing a Vedic math, a traditional Indian Vedic math camp. Again, we're going to do more and more on that one. We also did Adopt a Family, which we have never done it. Again, this is part of what we're giving here, not just sending it back. We also did Adopt a Family program during the Christmas time. It was successful, but we're going to continue to do more. There are some organizations which we're able to connect with them and find out how we can help, not just with a food drive, not just with the sending of clothing, but how we can get more and more involved. So that's something what we have started to do. I'm also excited about our new upcoming program, and we have Patrick here. I'm going to call Patrick in, and this has been a very interesting and fantastic partnership. This is the first time happening Festival of Colors, which is traditionally called as Holi, in the Philadelphia Zoo.
Wow.
It has never been done in any zoo as per my research. I was researching around. I have not found any zoo allowing Indian Holi to be done over there. So we are very excited about this program. It's going to happen on April 13th. It's the weekend. And of course, everyone is invited. We have Patrick here. Patrick is going to talk about the program and how we are incorporating and how we're reaching out. So Patrick.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Paresh, for that great welcome. The Philadelphia Zoo couldn't be more excited to be working with CIO to put together this fantastic Festival of Color. Part of the zoo's mission is really to connect people with animals, to inspire action for animals and habitats around the world. And one of the things that makes my job great is reaching out to communities like this and welcoming them to the zoo. The zoo's been around for a long time. It's America's first zoo, so it's a great that we're having the first. It really is a place where all of the greater Philadelphia area can come together as one community. So while it is fantastic to see all of the vibrant dancers and the amazing honors here tonight, I really welcome you to come to the zoo and join our community, so we can all be one together and really become stewards of the planet. So I welcome you on April 13th. We're looking forward to a fantastic day. I know that there are discounted tickets available through Paresh and the council, and I was told that if I complimented Paresh, he would pay me a lot of money. So really a fantastic event. Could not have been put on better. So thank you all very much for your hospitality this evening, and I look forward to seeing you on the 13th.
And actually, for vice versa, he was supposed to pay me. I'm a Marwadi, I don't pay anybody. I do want to recognize some of the non-CIO members, but they also have come down here. I want to recognize one of the table there. I know some of the folks are out. Triple AVP is sitting right there. Fantastic guys. I'm connecting with them, and they all have been helpful. We also have a group of friends just came in together, and we started calling them great friends. They all have coming together, and again, it's just a social network. We just went in, hey, I like to connect with you, I want to talk went into beer and food, and guess what? Now I got a table from them. I also want to recognize ISF table over there. I know some of the folks are outside. International Spring Festival is happening when? April 27. So CI is also participating with them. We also have an entrepreneur group, ATEA. Those guys were amazing. Those guys are fantastic. I mean, I just reached out to them and said, okay, hey, we want to do this. Dan, WhatsApp chat. Da, 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 da. And Kaywood just came in. So Vibha has been our member organization, and Vibha, so Kaywood, why don't you come down over here and talk about something about the Vibha? And by the way, Kaywood is very humble. He does not show off. But someone somehow showed us on the Facebook, he got a presidential award for community service, and that is a lifetime achievement award from a presidential award, which had a sign of Donald Trump. I don't know how he does that. He was young, so I don't know how he does that. But
thank you, guys. So I'll just talk a little bit about Vibha. We are a 100% volunteer-driven organization, and we work towards educating and empowering children. Our domain is typically elementary school and middle school children, and the way we work things is we have a seed scale grow model, and the intent is we work with our partner organizations in India who can provide education to children, and one of the domains that we work in is the public school. So what happens is all our kids here go in public school, and in India it seems things have not worked out that great over a period of time. So we believe in not building parallel school systems, but working with the government to make a better impact. So we started this organization since 1991, and till date we have impacted about 2.3 million children. Thank you.
thank you. I'm going to now hand over the mic to Yanesh. Dinesh Oxy, our Vice Board Co-Chair.
Hi. Now I request Matt to come and say a few words. He is in the business of controlling the law for last 25 years, and I think he himself will talk about that.
Thank you, Yagnish. All right, so I'm going to try to perform a miracle. I have 2 minutes, and I'm going to try to come in under time here. I'm the district attorney. I'm a top law enforcement officer in Bucks County. My job is to keep you all safe. It's called the virtuous cycle. If we can keep you safe, you'll continue to do business here. Continue to do business here. The way of life continues to be great. But I want to brag on somebody. I asked for permission first. I have a member of my staff. He and I are working on a murder case right now. We're in a murder case. We go back on Monday, and he's an Indian American, Joven Jose. He lives right around the corner in Newtown. So you all should be very, very proud. I don't want to generalize, but I think that it's wonderful. I asked his permission to be able to brag on him a little bit, so I feel very strong for that. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, I now request Gene DiGirolamo, please come over here. He's our state representative and he's the friend of Indo-American community. On the request of Sandeep ji, he helped us in tackling one issue in the house, and he is very helpful. Please.
Thank you, Yagnish. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Honor to be with you tonight, the CIO. It really is. And I bring greetings also from Mayor DiGirolamo, who was not able to be here tonight, and everybody thinks he's my brother, but he is actually my uncle. And if he was here tonight, he would start out by telling you, as Congressman Fitzpatrick says, today is St. Patrick's Day, and he comes from Ireland, right? It begins with an I. And my grandparents came from Italy, and they were immigrants, and it begins with an I. And most of you and your family come from India, and that begins with an I also. So we all see eye to eye to eye, right? It's really good to be with you, and as Congressman Fitzpatrick said a little bit earlier, I've been state representative in the 18th Legislative District, which takes up all of Bensalem. I've been the state rep for 25 years, and it is an honor and a privilege to serve the people of Bucks County and Bensalem up in Harrisburg. But I've made a decision to run for county commissioner this year in 2019. And I've been going around Bucks County for the last 3 or 4 weeks, going to all the community events and the committee people, asking for their endorsements, along with Denise Bowen, who's running for judge in the Court of Common Pleas. And the one story that I told everybody when I was going around is that I was a farmer before I became state rep. And I grew up on my grandparents' farm, which was in Bensalem. And they came into Bucks County in 1930. And when I was a little boy, the one thing I remember, and again, they were immigrants, they were naturalized citizens. When I was a little boy, on election day, I remember my grandparents coming in from the field. And yes, my grandmother worked out in the field with my grandfather. She worked out in the field with my grandfather. On election day, they came out of the field in the afternoon, came in and got washed up and put their Sunday best clothes on, got in their car, and went out and voted. So much did the importance that they believe in citizenship and voting, and so much that they love their new country. And I never forgot that. And I never forgot that, and I keep that with me and my grandparents every day that I perform public service. So it is just an honor to be with you today. Very, very proud of my work up in Harrisburg, and we're working on the budget now. And you know where I'm at. If I can help anybody at all with anything, please let me know. And I also want to give a shout out to my good friend Yagnish because he has been such a good friend to me and a big, big friend to the Indian community in Bensalem and Bucks County. Yagnish, thank you for your friendship. God bless each and every one.
Thank you, Gene. Now I request Fred please to come here and say a few words for the safety of the Ben Salem and Bucks County.
Thanks, Yash. But before we, I just want to say a few things about safety in Bucks County. I have a question and a request. Years ago, when I first met Yagnish and a lot of great folks in the Indian community, they introduced me to samosa. But then I started dieting, so now I can't eat samosa. So is there a low-fat, low-carb samosa? There is not? Yes, there is. So I love samosa, but it is so fattening. He's pushing the samosa on me. Your favorites here, samosa. And when I ask, if I say, oh, yeah, can you get me some good samosa, I wind up with like 2 trays in my house of samosa, and that is a lot of calories. So if there's any way of getting some low-fat samosa, I would really, really appreciate it, because I love samosa, but samosa doesn't love me. So please, whatever you can do, I would be forever in your gratitude if you could get me low-fat samosa. Junior samosa. I just have to eat a lot more of that. Yeah, that's a trick. I know that. I'm a cop for 33 years. I know that's a trick. But thanks for having me. I love being able to come out and the way, as you heard our district attorney talk, the way for businesses to thrive is to make sure that we don't have crime in our communities. Because when there's crime in our communities, businesses won't stay here. And if businesses don't stay here, then we don't have people coming in here, and we lose a lot of tax base, and then we have vacant buildings. But one of the great things, and we were just talking a couple of weeks ago at the restaurant, and I've been doing this for 33 years, and you know what group of people in law enforcement we don't have contact with in a negative way? That's the Indian community. That's just the Indian community. And you know why? You do know why. You know why? Because you see it right here. Because your kids are with you, and you have them involved in activities, and you hear the resume of this young lady goes on and on and on, and the religious component, and the beliefs that you have, and the family unity that you have, and the traditions that you have. All the cops in the world, all the judges, all the district attorneys, all the elected officials, that won't prevent crime. What will prevent crime and make a community flourish is what you're doing. And if we can take this and make the model for America, the crime rates in this country will drop unbelievably. The crime rates will drop. The war on drugs will go away, and the drugs is our biggest enemy right now. 80% of our crime here in Bucks County and across the nation, I sit on a lot of committees across the country, 80% of our crime is drug related. And we just don't have that with the Indian community. We just don't have that. You're doing a great thing. Keep up the great work. Keep your businesses alive. Make Bucks County the best county that we have in this country. And thank you for inviting us. And please, don't forget the low-fat samosa.
Thank you, Fred. Now we have one judge candidate. Please come here. Say a few words.
Well, I didn't expect this. Thank you. I've never had samosa, but now I want it. And I want it as fatty and as good as you make it. I don't want anything left out. So my name is Denise Bowman, and I am running for Court of Common Pleas Judge. Thank you for your hospitality. I have met a lot of really wonderful people tonight. You have been kind and warm, and I appreciate that very much. And I've enjoyed learning more about CIO, so thank you for that. I've been a resident of Bucks County, we're just going to say for over 40-some years. And I live in Middletown Township with my husband Jason of 22 years, and our 2 teenage boys, Ryan and Zach, who are almost 18, and I am going to register him to vote when he turns 18 in April. And our other son, who